everybody, and welcome to episode 40 of the MyMuddlings podcast. I am your host Julianne, and I can be found on Ravelry as Lovebird Lane. And because I always forget to put it in, I will now put on the screen where you can find me on various social medias. My email, my website, I think is on there, and you can find me in those places. And please feel free to get in touch. So I'd like to thank new and returning viewers for watching my podcast. I'm so glad you could spend some time with me. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. I'm so excited that people enjoy the podcast. And if you're just trying me out, thanks for giving me a go. And if you do like it, please do remember to subscribe and give us a thumbs up just to help get the podcast out on YouTube. All right, so that's our starting. I again have an issue with my throat, so I don't know how long I'm going to last. I think I sound okay, but I am very sore in the throat, so I don't know how long. It's a good thing I don't have a ton to talk about today, so please do bear that in mind. So yes, what can I talk about? I could probably talk about what I'm wearing first up, get that out of the way. This is a sweater by Alana Dacos. If you've watched the podcast before, you know that I am a big Alana Dacos fan. And this is the Sprig pullover. It's a 3/4 sleeve sweater. It's got little applied cuffs. It's asymmetrical neckline. I really like the shape of this sweater. It's a really Alana Dacos tends to do this anyway, but she has, I think there's darts at the back, and then there's also darts at the front, I believe, or at least shaping for the waist. So I find that it fits really, really well, even though it is a raglan, which can be a little bit problematic on me because I have a bigger bust, but the way Alana does her shaping actually fits really nicely. I don't wear it very often because it is green. I really liked the yarn, but it was a limited edition yarn from Bendigo Woolen Mills. It's called Harvest, and unfortunately at the time that I decided that I wanted to knit this out of that yarn, they only had a very limited colour range left, and green was the best of a bad bunch. So, so yeah, it's not my favourite colour. I think Simon seems to think that I look good in green, so which is, I mean, potentially I do. It's just not a colour that I tend to enjoy wearing too much. But there you go. I do like this sweater. It's it looks very nice. I like the fitting of it. Okay, so first things first, a little bit of housekeeping. Just wanted to talk about our knit-along that we are having. We're running a year-long knit-along over in the MyMuddlings podcast Ravelry group. If you aren't a member, please head over there and join the group. And I will put on the screen all of the details. There is an FO thread over there, so you just have to pick your post in the FO thread and update that through the year with your finished objects and tote up what your yardage is. So we have some sponsors. We have Caroline of Clothesline Designs. We have Remade by Hand, who is Erin. We have Tamara from Tam's Crafty Knits, and of course myself at Lovebird Lane. All right, so I think that's all of the housekeeping. Let's have a look. Oh, the only other thing probably is that I have added some more yarns to my D-stash page. So if you are interested, head over there and have a look. I've got quite a bit of knit pick stuff on there. So if you're in Australia and you haven't tried knit picks yet, please head over there. I do have some there. And I'm happy to combine postage and all that kind of thing. I don't think I have prices on everything, but yeah, if you are interested, just send me a PM. All right, like I said, I don't have a ton to talk about today. I have been quite monogamous with what I have been working on, which is a plus for me because A, things need to get done, and B, that's something that I've sort of been trying to work towards anyway, is being a little bit more monogamous and actually getting projects finished. So I have one finished object for this week, and that is my vanilla socks that I have been working on. I have had a very busy week since I last spoke to you. It's been feeling a little bit full on. Today is the first day that I haven't had to be out of the house somewhere. So I haven't had a lot of brain space for doing anything too tricky, so I've been working on my socks. So I have now finished both of them. So I think that was the second one. Yes, it was the one that was lighter through the leg was the second one that I did. So this is the first one that you've already seen, and there's my second one. And this is just my basic vanilla sock recipe, knit from my Unwind Young Company's Jaunt sock blank. And this is the stained glass Speckle one, number 42, so because they're all one of a kind. So I haven't blocked these yet. I know I spoke about the gauge being a little bit hit and miss isn't the right term, inconsistent compared to my usual knitting. I don't know whether you can see that too clearly. So yes, I haven't blocked these yet, but I will, because my week has just been too busy with unexpected things, so I haven't had a chance to do it. But I will try and get these blocked in the next week and show you how they look after blocking. My brain's not working today. I think we should put a little counter in the corner how many times I say in this episode, or maybe turn it into a drinking game, who knows. But yes, that is my vanilla socks from my sock blank finished, and I used 329 yards or 300 meters in these, and I knit them on my Higher Sharps 9-inch circulars in 2.5 mil, which is a 1.5 US. So yes, that's my finished object. I did it again. Just realised I've left one all the way over here. There we go. So my work's in progress as I am still working away on my understoried shawl, which I have here, if I can untangle it, because it's getting very long now. So this is a test knit that I am doing for Remade by Hand, who is Erin. Oh, excuse me. There goes that throat. So yes, I can't remember where I was up to. I think I just started this sort of column section last week. So that was the initial lace section, and then I've done my center section of just those columns, and I'm now back to doing, I've done the branches to leaves, which is where it goes from the columns back to the lace, and I'm now working on the leaf lace again. So I think the columns was section 3, and then the branches to leaves was section 4, so I'm on section 5. So I need to do 4 repeats, I think, of this leaf lace. This is supposed to be finished by the weekend. I don't know whether I'm going to get there, seeing it's already Thursday. So sorry, Erin, I'm trying. So yeah, I've just been so busy, and this is because I need the pattern for it, because I'm using the charts. I can't, and I'm doing that on my iPad, so I don't generally like to take the iPad out of the house, so I haven't really been able to do it as travel knitting or anything like that. Plus I've been super busy. I think I mentioned that I have a market on the 1st of July, so I've been super busy working out what I want to get dyed up for that. I've purchased a cone of yarn, which I've been breaking down. But anyway, I'll talk about more of that later and when I talk about shop things. So this is my yarn in this project. It is my Swindon sock base, which I'm actually really loving. It's really lovely and drapey, as you could probably see. It's very drapey. It's nice and soft. And yeah, it takes colour really well. So this is the understoried colourway, which is I've named for this project. I created this colourway for this project, and I'm onto my second ball. You can see where those two ends are there. I just alternated every 2 rows the skeins so that I can sort of blend the 2 balls of yarn together, and I'll do that again when I start the next one, that's my very messy ball, so I'm probably 2/3 the way through that ball, and then I'll go on to the third to finish it. So I've really got to get moving on this to hopefully get it mostly done by the deadline so that I can fill in Erin's questionnaire. It just might be a little bit longer for photos, unfortunately, and we are thinking of doing some kits together for this with the pattern and the yarn. So I was hoping to have this finished to be photographed to put on the listing, but yeah, that's TBA now. But I'm trying to get it done. I really want to get it done. It's beautiful to work on. The problem is that I really enjoy working on it, and to rush it kind of feels wrong, if that makes sense. Like, I want to savor it, you know, like I want to just like gently, you know, slowly work on it and just really enjoy the process of knitting on this. And I'm not usually a process knitter, but this project is making me really like the process of knitting it. So yeah, I feel wrong trying to rush it, but yeah, you know, that's what happens when you make commitments. So, so yes, that's my understoried wrap, and I'm really, really super loving that. I believe the pattern should be out on the 9th of June. So if you love that pattern, and I do, and it comes highly recommended, I've really enjoyed working on it, yeah, keep an eye out for the 9th of June. Next up, I have dug out a pair of socks. I haven't done a ton on it since I've pulled them out. Simply, I've pulled these out because of the market that I am going to be involved in. And these are the Somewhere socks that I have shown off before. Just a refresher, this I am knitting out of my mini skein set in the tonals. So this has 5 of my colourways in here. So the pink is Blushing Rose, the yellow is Summer Peaches, and then the green is Caterpillar, the blue is Kingfisher, and the purple is Wisteria Arbor. So yeah, I'm knitting these from my mini skein set, and I think I've decided that I'm probably only going to knit one so that I can have it as a display on my market stall, because it's fun to knit. It's not anything to do with the pattern. I'm worried that A, it's not going to fit me because there's floats and things on the inside, and B, if I'm going to use it as a display for my shop, then I shouldn't really be wearing them, if that makes sense. So what's the point of knitting a full pair if it's only for display and not for wearing? So, I mean, eventually I might decide to, I mean, if I don't do markets or I, for some reason, stop dyeing yarn, I guess I could knit a second one and wear them or give them away. But I think for now I'm just going to work to get this finished for the market and just do the one, and then I can pop it on one of these sock blockers and have it on my stall. So yeah, I've dug that out, and I've just transferred, because I think I just finished this, the last bit of Blushing Rose that's in here, and I've just started on the Summer Peaches. So yeah, I haven't got very far on those, and I dug those out once I finished my sock blank socks. So that, not a lot to tell you about. And I will just mention, I probably put it in the down bar, but that is a pattern called Somewhere by Lisa K. Ross. Yes, and those I am knitting again on my 1.5 US 2.5 mil higher sharps 9-inch circulars. All right, and just for something different, another pair of socks. I posted on Instagram the other day that I got a lovely package from Dana of Unwind Yarn Company, and I've been getting a lot from her lately. So I got this Rainbow Bird project bag, and it came with, I guess you could call it a matching skein of yarn. and Dana was having issues with her printer, so there was a bit of a delay on her sending my parcel. So she sent me a little mini skein as well. So she sent me a mini skein of her Journey sock base, and this is her colourway Until We Meet Again, which is one of her ovarian cancer colourways. So I believe the colour for ovarian cancer is teal, so that's Until We Meet Again. And this was the colourway that came with the bag. I mean, you can see it's quite, you know, all the colours in the bag are in the yarn. And this is called In Dreams, and this is on her Rendezvous sport base. And I've never knit sport weight socks before, and honestly I'm not knitting them as sport weight socks. So I'll show you what I've done. So I've basically used the Journey sock, which is like a 4-ply or a sock weight, fingering weight yarn, as the cuff. I've split the mini skein in half, and I've done pretty much as far as I could go on the cuff, because I think I mentioned before I want to start increasing the amount of ribbing that I put on my sock cuffs. So I think this is about 1.5 inches on that. But yeah, I pretty much went as far as I could, and then I've just started knitting with the In Dreams. So I'm really loving the way that this is knitting up. It's really pretty, and because the yarn is so variegated, it's really fun just to keep knitting, just to see what colour's coming next, because I don't know that it's desperately consistent, like, you know, with where the colour placement is. I think it's quite random, so that's really fun. And yeah, I think, as I said, it is a sport weight yarn. I've not ever, like, because I think technically I should be going down, like my stitch count should be less, because the yarn's just a little bit thicker. But honestly, I mean, between the two, the sock weight and the sport weight yarns, there's not a ton of difference. So I've just stuck with my regular 64 stitch sock. If it's a little bit big, then I'll just have them as my slipper socks for around home. It's not a big deal. Because yeah, I mean, I guess being a thicker yarn, it's not going to fit in my boots as easily as a fingering way. So yeah, that's how far I have got. I'm using these now as a replacement for my sock blank socks, for knitting in the car when I go to pick up Simon in the afternoons. So yeah, that's as far as I've gotten on those. I'm feeling very tired all of a sudden. Oh gosh, it's just been a shitter of a week. Excuse my French. So yes, that's all of the things that I've been working on. So pretty much socks and my wrap. So yeah, I think pretty much all I've got to talk about now is a little bit of sewing, which is a continuation of what I had last week. Just let me have a drink. And that was project bags. So, sewing. Yeah, I will be having a shop update hopefully tomorrow night. I haven't, because of the week that I've had, I don't have any yarn to include in that. Plus, I think for the short time being, I will be just dyeing for the market. I may do some self-striping that I might pop up in the shop at some stage, but on the whole I'll be dyeing for the market. But yes, I have some bags that I would like to show you, and they're just more of those drawstring bags that I showed last week. And I'll just pick up this one because I was torn. I wanted to keep one of these yarn ball bags for myself, and initially I picked the lighter one, but I think I actually really like the darker one better, so I think I'm going to keep this one for myself. So these are probably really good. I mean, that's right next to my head, so it's about the size of my head. These are probably good sock bags, or shawl, even a shawl bag. You could probably fit a shawl in here, no problems. And they are a box bottom, and fully lined, and I have Each one of these I have hand sewn the bottom close, so there's no visible sort of, you know, I mean, there's a visible seam, obviously, but it's not where you've gathered it and I've run a line of stitches through. It's all like invisible ladder stitch. So there's my little label. So I have done this one, which I will be keeping. I love I think it's the dark lining I think I actually liked best out of this one. So this one I will be keeping for myself. And I did look up this fabric and I found it online. Apparently it's actually Cloud 9, this fabric, and it's called Wound Up is the, yeah, like the design name. So I've been having a look on Spotlight's website to see if they have this like on a bolt that I can purchase a longer yardage of, and I can't actually find it on there. So I was thinking I might go back and see if I can find some more fat quarters of this fabric. Just haven't managed to get there yet. So that's the first one. And the second one you've kind of seen. These are pretty much the same size because I essentially... because the lining fabric gets used the most, I cut the straps and the channels first and then made as big a lining as I could to make the bag as big as possible. So these are as big as you can get from, you know, 1 fat quarter of each of the lining and the outer. So yes, I have this one with the grey. It's like a hatched sort of crisscross grey fabric with like a, you know, aquary blue balls on that one. So it's that one. I have this one which I'm calling like an 8-bit kind of bag because it's, you know, the little pixelated images on them, and it's just got a stripy green lining, so it's about the same size. I have this one. It's little martini glasses, and then just like a bright chevron lining in that one. This one I like too. I like this one a lot. It's like a, I guess what would you call that? Like an Aztec kind of design with that similar yellow fabric, but this one was cut on the bias. The fat quarter was actually cut on the bias, so it actually crisscrosses diagonally instead of straight up and down. So there's that one. They're all the same size. I haven't actually measured them, but obviously it'll be on the listings. If you go to my shop once, they're all in there. But this one is the biggest one because this yarn, this fabric I had 2 of each in the fabric, in the fat quarters. So I've made this about the same size as the one that I got from Finch Yarns. So it's a very similar size. So this one's definitely bigger than a sock bag, but obviously it could be used as a sock bag. This is definitely like a shawl or a even like a Milo vest or something like that would definitely fit in here. And I've got just this sort of coral lining which matches this coral yarn ball pretty well. So those will all be in the shop. That's what I've been sewing this week. So yes, I hopefully will be able to photograph those today. I'm really not in the mood for doing some photography, but I guess if I want things to go in the shop, then I need to do that. I just dropped something, sorry. So yeah, if I want them to go in the shop, I need to photograph them, but I'm really not in the mood. I just kind of want to go and vegetate somewhere, I think. So yeah, that's all that I've been working on, apart from, you know, making skeins out of my cone of yarn that I got the other day. I put another big order of yarn in this week that will still be coming, is still coming. I haven't got that yet. Hopefully I'll get that next week. And then I'll be in full swing dyeing for the market. So I thought maybe I'd give some details about the market. It is being held, I live in Adelaide, South Australia, so the market is being held in Prospect, which is sort of, I guess, just slightly northwest of the city. I think it's northwest. It's definitely north of the city. but yeah, so it's being held, I think it's the town hall where it is. It's Vine Street Plaza anyway. So if you are in Adelaide, the 1st of July, I think it's between 9 and 1 p.m. if you want to head down, and you can see me, you can see Finch Yarns there. So we'll all be there, and we'd love to see you. So if you'd like to come and visit us, definitely do that. And I'll, of course, figure out the exact details to tell you closer to the time. So that's the 1st of July, which is a Saturday. So yeah, I will be down there, and that's what most of my prep will be over the next month, is just making sure that I can have enough stock and things ready to sell down there. So I'm pretty excited about it. My sister is currently working on a logo for me for Lovebird Lane, so I can't wait to see what she comes up with. I saw her on Monday, and yeah, we just had a quick talk about it, and she's going to try and do things with my colours that I've already sort of got set for my brand. So yeah, she's going to try and get something together for me, so I'm pretty excited about that. What else? This week has just been a bit crazy, because everything that I've done, even though things aren't necessarily bad, they've been kind of unexpected. And Sunday night, my sister said, "Hey, do you want to come up tomorrow?" And I'm like, I don't really want to go out, but I would like to see you. So I tripped up there, spent the day with her and my nieces, who are all doing well. I spent most of the day doing jigsaw puzzles with Amelia. She's a bit of a jigsaw puzzle whiz, so we spent a lot of time doing jigsaw puzzles, and then I came home and got Simon from work, and Tuesday morning I had therapy, and unfortunately my psychologist has suggested another medication review, which I'm not excited about at all. So I think she's either wanting me to double my current dose, because I'm only on a low dose, or swap to something different. I'm a bit like, I don't really want to change, because there can be other side effects and things. But I guess I have to do what the doctors say. So yeah, I saw her on Tuesday, and on my way there, our car started sort of acting up and having this really rough idle, and I could have sworn it was just going to stall and I would be stuck, and that just made my anxiety go through the roof, because I'm already anxious about driving, and I was stuck in a lot of traffic, and then the car starts playing up, so I had a massive anxiety on Tuesday. And when I finally got home, my hand's still doing this, because I'm just like running on adrenaline. I was so anxious and nervous and on edge. So then yesterday, I when I got home on Tuesday, I booked the car in for a service, just so that they could have a look and make sure that all my levels are right, and everything, because in the new car, we have a Commodore. I don't actually know where to find everything in the engine for me to be able to check fluids and things like that. So I thought, well, I don't know where to find stuff. We don't have stocks here for topping up or anything. So I thought, well, no, I'll just book it in. So I took it in for a service yesterday. They found nothing wrong with it. They had it for the whole day so that they could take it for the odd run and see if they could replicate the issue I was having, and they said it never missed a beat, that it was fine, so that's a good thing. Means there's no massive repairs required for the car, not that we could really afford that. So it worked fine this morning when I took Simon to work, so fingers crossed it's all okay. The mechanic was very lovely, and he dropped me home. He said, like, we'll keep the car, we'll do some tests on it. Simon took our second car to work, So yeah, he dropped me home, which was really lovely. I was really appreciative of that, which meant I could get some work done and get some washing done and things like that, rather than just sitting up at the mechanics and waiting for it to be finished. And yeah, so then we come to today, and I was like, oh, I don't have to be anywhere tomorrow, and I was very excited. Then I went, oh, I've got to record the podcast. So it was still like, although I don't, you know, I like recording the podcast for you guys. I find it a lot of fun and I love interacting with you all. It was still like, what do you call it? A commitment or something that I had to do. And I'm kind of hanging out for tomorrow, where I can pretty much do whatever the heck I want. So yeah, I just felt like there's just been so many requirements of me this week that I'm just a little bit frazzled. So I think Simon wants to go to the movies and see Wonder Woman this weekend. I think this weekend. I don't know when it's out, but he was mentioning it anyway. So we may go and do that. But yeah, other than that, I'm just really, really excited to start dyeing up some yarn, because I think with the big orders that I've put in, like getting the cone, which is a 4 kilo cone, so it's 40 skeins of yarn, and I have ordered over 5 kilos of yarn from my regular supplier. So I'm going to have lots and lots of skeins of yarn to dye up, and I think it's the most that I've ever had all at once of just bare yarn. So I'm super excited to start dyeing that all up and get the market prep underway. So that's probably what I'll be doing tomorrow. I'll be starting with the cone of yarn that I've got. That's my Swindon sock base. So I'll be starting with all of the colourways that I want to do on my sock base. I think I'm about to lose my voice. Excuse me. So yeah, I'm really excited to be able to, you know, go kind of full-time dyeing for a little while, even though technically that's what I do, but I don't always have the, it's more of a, I sell some yarn, I buy some yarn, dye it, I sell some yarn, I buy some yarn, dye it, but yeah, I've kind of gone all out and purchased a big lot of yarn. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. And if you will be around for the market and there's any of my colourways that you particularly would like, please do get in touch with me, and I'll make sure that I have some in stock or even put aside for you. So yeah, just let me know and I can do that for you. So I think that's probably all for today. I think I should go and edit this and photograph my bag so that I have something for my shop update tomorrow night. And yeah, thank you so much for joining me. I'm super glad you could spend some time, and I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next week. See ya. Bye.